Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 1 of Korudo's Game Reviews, where I'll be reviewing old school games, new games, and the game peripherals that I own. Today I'm going to talk about the newest peripheral I own. It's for the Wii. It's called the Wii Big Oversized Super Shell, or Wii BOSS. Now what this is just a controller shell you put on top of your Wii remote for a better grip overall, and to make it more comfortable when playing Nintendo-style games, Nintendo Entertainment System, NES. Now, this was originally supposed to be the official New Super Mario Bros. Wii controller shell, but I guess there was some licensing issues, so they didn't do it. But, you know, it came out around the same time, so I can't really call it a coincidence. Let's go over the features. You have all the buttons on the face like you would as if you were holding the Wii remote sideways. And on the back are, you probably can't see it, but if you push down on a button in a certain direction, it pushes this little rubber tab down here. And the tab pushes down on the actual buttons. So it's basically just an overlay. It's pretty cool, I gotta say. I really like the idea of this, because for people like me who have larger hands, the Wii remote held sideways would get a little bit uncomfortable after a while. Either my hand would cramp, or it would just be tiresome. But here's my hands, here's the Wii remote itself. Now as you can see, it's pretty small in comparison to the Wii BOSS. Like the D-pad here is about 2 times larger. Like here's my thumb for this one, here's my thumb for this one. So when I saw something like this come out, I was really excited. It was going to be great. So I picked it up the other day. Let me tell you what I think. First, I'll go over the good, and then I'll go over the not-so-good aspects. The good aspect is the D-pad and the 1 and 2 buttons are much bigger, and this is great considering that most Nintendo-style games held sideways, you know, just use these things. Everything else, not so much. So this is usually the A button, this is usually the B button, and here's that. So I was definitely excited for this. Now the other thing that's good about it is how easy it is to use. You flip it over, put the Wii remote in like this, snaps in, no problem. And if you want to take it out, it's just as simple. There's this little tab here you pull. What it does is it has little plastic teeth that lock into these holes here. And to get it out, you pull on the tab and lift up with the Wii remote strap. Now granted, it's a little bit harder when you don't have the Wii remote strap in, but it's not too bad. It doesn't really cause that much of a problem. The controller shell itself is a little bit lightweight, not that hard to use. And you can use it for pretty much any game that holds the Wii remote sideways. Now this is a great idea in theory, but let me go over the bad aspects. Unfortunately, one of the worst aspects of this is when you're pushing down on the buttons with the Wii remote inside. It has a slight bit of lag. Like you push down on here, the sensor pushes down on the button, and that takes a little bit extra time. Not much, but enough to make it noticeable in old school games like Mario. Now, for those of you who have played Nintendo-style games, you know that a lot of them are arcade-style ports. So, precision and timing are key in almost everything in there. So this presents a little bit of a problem. That's probably the biggest gripe I have. Another minor note is the 1 and 2 buttons are in an awkward position. The Nintendo Entertainment System controller, as well as the Wii remote, have the 1 and 2 buttons side by side. This is great because, like, when you're playing Mario, you gotta hold down one and use the other part of your thumb to jump. Now on this, you gotta, like, tilt your hand up all the way up here to do it. Or just use the edge of your thumb. I understand why they did it. It's because they had the speaker here. They had to account for that. I personally wish they didn't have the speaker at all, but, you know, what can you do? Those are really the only bad things about it, other than... Oh, yeah. This is objective. I personally don't have a problem with it, but other people might. It has a little bit of a weight to it. For those of you who have DualShock 3 controllers for PlayStation 3, it's a little bit like that, a little bit heavy. I personally like a little bit of a weight and a grip to it, so I didn't find it a problem, and that wasn't too bad. And another minor gripe is when you put it in and you have it in, you have this weird shape in the back. You have it flat, then the rounded Wii remote, and then flat again. It kind of takes it away from the experience. I really wish there would have been something to make it less noticeable, but on the other hand, this feature also makes it very easy to take out when you want to finish. So it's not too bad. So what are my final thoughts about this? I really have mixed feelings. I really wanted to like it, and I think the idea itself is great. However, just the fact that it's an overlay and you have to push down on the buttons kind of ruins it for me. Everything else I can deal with, but I don't know. What is my final score going to be? Well, I'm not going to give it an actual score, simply because I'm not, like I said before, this is very objective. If I did say it before. It's very objective. My review, my opinion may change over time. In fact, it did. I did this review earlier where I highly recommended this, but the more I used it, the less I can recommend it, simply because of the delay. However, you may not be bothered by this. It might be fine for you. And I would definitely recommend people who have big hands check this out. It might be for you. Who knows? Now, I have a hard time recommending this to people who have smaller hands, simply because, well, it's a big, oversized super shell, and that's exactly what it is. It's really bulky. So, and you may have a hard time with the buttons here, just reaching everything. Because, like, you know, I gotta reach all the way over here to press the plus button, or the minus button, or the home button. So, overall, I would say it's a decent product, and it's not for everybody. It wasn't for me, but I really hope that people make something like this in the future, and then they improve upon it. So, I hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching.